I was trying to do a short video about the anxiety that you can feel as a business owner or the stress that you can come under when you're trying to grow something and build something. Who hasn't been there, right? If you've started a business, there's been reasons to be anxious or nervous or scared. Last year, I saw a lot of growth. We went up about 50% over the previous year, solid growth. And I worked really hard to train somebody. I had somebody just for the shoulder season around the Christmas lights, knowing that they were going to stick around. But I held on to one guy through the whole winter season in anticipation for the surge of spring, right? And he works hard. He does a great job. And so he tells me just recently that he's going to move on and start his own business. So I want to mostly talk about two things. One, dealing with the stress or the anxiety that comes when something catches you off guard. And then two, how to handle competition, right? Number one, dealing with that stress. Sometimes you just got to zoom out a little bit, figure out where you're at right now, where you're trying to go, and just take the next step. It's as easy as that. When I heard that he was moving on, there was a lot building into it where I could sense it. And I've been supportive of the idea for a long time, but I just didn't necessarily, even though I anticipated it, when it finally starts to happen, it can give you an initial gut punch, right? You think about what you invested in somebody and it's, oh no, I don't have to babysit. I don't have to get involved as much. He knows exactly what to do, when to do it. Customers rave about him and he does a good job. And it's great. But then all of a sudden you lose that. So I feel like I have to start over again. But the thing is, I've grown from it. I can do better at filling somebody's schedule. I can do better at training somebody so they're ready to go. I learned so much in training him that I'm ready to train somebody else faster. And so when I zoom out, I put up a job ad. You know you need help unless you're going to go backwards. I don't want to go backwards. I want to move forward. So I got to get help. I needed to get help anyways if I want to grow. So I put out a job ad. I got some responses. I started talking to people and then hope begins to grow. You just start taking the steps without thinking about what could bog you down. You just make the next step. It can be really stormy. You can't really see the destination. You don't really know what's happening. The world is spinning, but you know the next step that you have to make. You just have to silence the other voices, zoom out, see where you're going and see that next step. Number one, make a job post. I created a little video. I shared it online on my social media, on all my different accounts, and made sure that people would see it. The next step is you can email out a blast. I didn't send that email, but I sent an email to a lot of my customers explaining that I'm looking for help. They don't need to know all the details. Just let them know you're growing and that you need help. And if they know anybody, then let them know. And so I really quickly created a portal on my website where people could submit an application. And I put out a blast, I went to a job board thing and put it out. And so I've got this happened yesterday. I've already got over half a dozen applicants, almost a dozen, so somewhere around that, almost 10, just within a little over 24 hours. And he let me know yesterday morning. I was already hoping to try to hire somebody, but I was dragging my feet on when because the season hasn't come full blast yet. Like it's on the up. Marketing was going to start this next week. Yeah, it was pretty quick. So yesterday, and I got about 6. I think by yesterday evening, I was able to make contact with a couple of them. Already talked to those guys on the phone. Great fits potentially already. I got to finish going through the list. I keep getting more applicants now. And so I've got probably a dozen or so that I need to talk to who went through the initial screening, and you put out a little survey and let them ask questions and they sort themselves out. With the job posting thing that I was using, they were actually able to answer questions that you have as a deal breaker. And so if they answer it wrong, you don't even see their application. So you don't get tempted to try to give them a chance. At first, I was a little nervous. I was like, am I going to only have 2 to choose from? If so, then I better do a good job at wooing them to want to work for me. Thankfully, I got a lot of information out here so I can point people in the right direction if they want to do research on me, so they know if they want to trust me or not. Thankfully, I have all that growth last year, so I have a lot of confidence going into this next season of how much work I can guarantee. So if I have 2 people, if I just get them to say that they're willing to be flexible with the kind of work that they do, that they're willing to climb ladders and get on rooftops if it's for gutter cleaning, or they're willing to go pass out door hangers, I'll never lose. If somebody can do door hangers all day long, I can't lose with them. Sky's the limit. I can use them all day, every day. Even if I didn't have work, I'd have work for them because I'll never lose with door hangers. I could do every door direct mail and I'll make more money off of that in the long run. But when things get slow, I always have a backup. So that's why it gives me a little more confidence. So I've talked to a few guys, got more guys to talk to, gonna keep punching. And I already got legitimate candidates who are ready to go and who, if I didn't have anybody else to talk to, they're good enough for me to hire and get going with right away. And so there's hope. And you lean into that hope, lean into your experience. Sometimes you don't have any experience to build off of, so you're just going blind. And you just got to have the assurance that other people have done this who are dumber than me, and so I can do it too. That's all you got sometimes, and that's enough, right? I'm a man of faith. I believe in God. I believe in Jesus. And I know that he says in his word that he's more than enough and that he'll never leave us or forsake us and that he'll always provide for us. And so I can trust that if I'm trying to glorify his name, I'm trying to represent him in my work the best of my ability, that he's watching out for me and he's going to make sure that I don't fall. He's able to uphold us so that we don't stumble. And so if we have a little bit of turbulence along the way, it's okay. He's got our back. And so that helps encourage me. So keep pushing through. Now, I also said I was going to talk about competition. I'm not worried about my former employee going on and starting his own thing because I know competition is actually good. Competition is good for you, it's good for your customers, it's good for your area, most of all. If there's only one window cleaning company in the area, maybe 10% of them will even know that they exist. And the chances of people wanting to get their windows clean, very small. If you have two window cleaning companies and they're both advertising, now the awareness of the service goes up dramatically. So everybody knows that it takes between 5 and 25 touches to actually land a customer, or a lot of people know that, right? It's common sense. The more they see you, the more they trust you. And that repetition, they become more familiar, and so they're more likely to do business with you. The same thing can happen with specific services. You can see it with different industries. One that's been fun for me to watch over the years is Christmas lights. It started with just a couple people on a block. Now, one business can't do all those lights on their own, unless they're like a mega business, and you get some really big growth with some companies. But there's a lot of work out there. Not everybody does it yet. Not everybody does window cleaning. But there's a market that you just have to bring the education. And so when you have more competition in a particular market, the demand grows accordingly. The more companies that are doing marketing, the more people become aware of the service, the more they start thinking that they need it. The neighbors start doing it. Keeping up with the Joneses is real. And they start saying, oh, everybody's getting their windows cleaned. I need to do it too. Everybody's getting their driveway cleaned. I need to do it too. They just jump on the bandwagon. You know, who thought that you would need to hire somebody to cut your grass? But how many people cut their own grass nowadays? Sure, a lot of people do. But a lot of people don't. They could. They've got 2 feet. They've got their own lawnmower. They might have a pressure washer in the back. They could do a lot of maintenance on their own, but they don't want to. They're too busy. They're out here making $100, $200 an hour, or they're making their 6-figure salaries, and they've got their families to keep up with. They've got their focus of interest, and that just isn't their hobby. And so they're willing, more than happy, to pay somebody else $50, $100 for every couple cuts. There's plenty of work out there. So don't be afraid of competition. Competition is a really good thing. Sure, it might push you. That's not necessarily bad. It pushes you to grow more, pushes you to have better offers or have better branding, and make sure that you're putting your messaging out properly and that you're holding yourself and your team accountable to do a good job. If you do a good job, you're not going to lose a customer. They don't care about the price. Newsflash, if you clone windows, your customers don't care about the price that much unless you're extremely under-delivering. If you do a good job and do what you said you're going to do, and you provide everything that's necessary for them to be happy, they'll never leave you. They'll just throw every other advertiser away. They just want to know that you did a good job. They trust you now. They'll tell their friends about you, and they're loyal. You don't have to fight for them. You just stay top of mind. But that's a lot easier than trying to win a new customer. So stay focused, stay faithful, and you'll be successful. It's just a matter of time. Keep grinding, and the grind will become growth. It'll be good for you. You'll lift heavier weights. You'll be stronger. Competition is great, and you don't have to be anxious when something happens. Just zoom out and take a step forward. So if you got any questions about that, or you want to share your story, go ahead, comment below. We've got the school group where we encourage each other all the time. There's some really strong, phenomenal guys in there. A lot of newer businesses, if you want help, a lot of us are there in the school community to help each other. A lot of different life experiences where that knowledge just accumulates and people are going through things in real time. So sometimes somebody was really successful at building a $4 million business. They forget a lot of what it felt like. And so it's not as relevant to them right now. It's nice to have people who are in the trenches with you. And if you've got a lot of expertise, you've been around for a while, we'd love to have you in the group too, if you want to be a helpful resource to other people. But I got a lot of helpful tools in there, and I just want to be a resource to you guys. So I've put together as much as I can to help you out. Again, if you also use any of the affiliate links that I have in the description, those always help the channel, whether you're buying window cleaning tools or signing up for Jobber like me or doing something else. We're here for you. That definitely helps the channel. I appreciate you guys. It keeps me motivated to keep coming back to help anybody that I can. And so I just want to keep growing and I want to see you grow too. So we'll see you guys. Take care.